Good day, everyone. My name is sir. On today's lecture, we will be continuing on the second part of introductory aspect of ArcGIS. But on today's lecture, I'll be focusing on two things. One of it is the Arc map and ArcCatalog. But my main focus of today will be on ArcCatalog. I observed that majority of ArcGIS users they don't really know the importance of ArcCatalog, or they don't really know what ArcCatalog is used for. Only one thing they do is that, but for this lecture, I will be trying to, I will be showing you some things that you need to know if you newly install ArcMap. The first thing to do is that if you newly install ArcMap, one thing you is going to do is that you will see an interface like this. From my first part of this lecture, where I have already told you how to click all those things, how to arrange some things in this ArcMap. But there are still other things that you need to know. There are some plugin in ArcGIS which if you don't select them, you won't be able to use them. For example now, there's a plugin in ArcTools like this it's special analysis now. If you don't want it, you won't be able to use it. Then for the sake you need to do now is to I will advise you to go to the customize. Once you click on the customize, as you can see it on the screen of the app map, then you will now see that it will bring out a dialog. A dialog whereby you see a toolbars and extensions, then add in manager, the customize mode, and the style manager and then app map option. But on here now we could find 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 options here. But the more important thing we're going to do now is that we need to click on the extension. Once we click on the extension, it's going to bring out a dialog. As you can see now, there's the dialog. Then you can see the extensions. Then from the option written on top, you can see select the extension you want to use. One thing I'm going to advise you to do if you newly install your ArcMap or ArcGIS rather, ensure that you go to the customize. After the customize, click on the extension so that it will bring out this dialog. Then all you can see now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have 8 extensions here. Then I'm going to advise you just to check everything. You need to check everything. I don't want to exclude none. That's the reason I'm asking you to check everything. Each of these extensions has its purpose. For example, now the 3D analysis has its own purpose. The ArcScan scan has its own purpose, and the geostatistical analysis has its own purpose, while the network analysis has its own purpose. Then once you're not going to do now, if I've checked everything, then you can now click on close. Once you click on close, then I'll advise you right click on the top of your the interface of your ArcMap. Then it will bring out an options. Then you can see option, and all these options are two box. Then what I'm going to do now, you just need to select some. If you wish, you can bring out all these options, all these tools. But what I'm going to do now, I will be selecting those that are very so important. One of the things that is very so important is that you click on drawing. I would like to use drawing. I'll click on drawing. You can see it has brought it out. Let me show you where it is, because I have already installed this and I need, because of the sake of this lecture, I have to remove everything. Because I've already arranged everything, and that's the reason why it is automatically is where it was before. Then what I'm going to do now, I will need the edit vertex. Then you see here's the edit vertex. Then I will need the editor. This is the editor. And then when I right click again, I will need the spatial adjustment. The spatial adjustment, you can see it here. Then I'll right click again. I will need which one do I need again? I might wish to on my snapping. Then you can see my snapping. Then also I'll right click again. I will also need if I will, okay, let me on my draw score. Let me click on my 3D analyst. As you can see now, it has brought it out. Also, I will still need a graphic. Then as you can see the graphic now, I might wish to just hold on it and try to bring it and try to insert it anywhere I wish. Then once I do that one now, I will now need to, I also need, which one again? Which one again do I need again? I need a georeferencing. It's very so important. You see now it has brought it out. You can see it here. And this. Then also, which one do I need again? And I also wish to bring out my image classification. Yes, you see, you can see my image classification has brought it out. Then also, which one again do I need? The layout. Yes, I need the layout. Then there's the layout. Then I can just insert it anywhere I wish. And also, then you can just leave it this way. Then if you still want to bring it out more than this, you might wish to just go along. You can also play along all this, or also I also need the labeling. Then this is my labeling. Let me just put it somewhere. Okay, I've put it here. I've kept it here now. Then you can still just you can play around with it so that you can see how the thing is. It is and the kind of thing what it is made of. Then another thing is that when I was trying to explain how to bring out all the right time, I said you should right click. Then that is the first option. Then another second option is that by clicking on customize, if you click on the customize, click on the toolbar. You see now you can see the toolbar now. Then the same thing that we did the right time now, you can see here now. Then I'm stopping on this. I'm stopping here for this hack map. Like I said earlier on, that today focus it is mainly on ArcCatalog, because the major user of ArcGIS, they don't really know or understand the importance of ArcCatalog. But I'm going to tell you, I'm going to go online. I'm going to online. Then I'm going to show what this is the I'm on desktop desktop. I mean on ArcGIS. I'm going to go online. I'm going to online. Then on ArcGIS website. As you can see, they say what is an ArcCatalog? And but for my own definition, I say it is of managing all the data to be used or being used on ArcGIS. But from this definition of mine, then let's try and check what the desktop, the ArcGIS website says about the ArcCatalog. It says it says the ArcCatalog application provides a catalog window that it is used to organize and manage the various types of geographic information for ArcGIS for desktop. Which is for desktop. The kinds of the information that can be organized and managed in ArcCatalog includes the geodata, the raster file, the map document, the global document, the 3D screen and the 3D screen document and the files, geoprocessing toolboxes, the models, and the Python scripts. The GIS services published using ArcGIS for server, the standards-based metadata for these GIS information items, and much more. These are the things. These are the things that ArcCatalog can be used for. Diagram showing an ArcCatalog, but I'm still going to launch my ArcCatalog so that you see what we are trying to see here. But one thing about ArcCatalog, the main purpose of ArcCatalog here is saying an ArcCatalog is used to organize your GIS contents, manage your geodata semantics, search for and add content to ArcGIS application, document your content, manage GIS servers, manage standard-based metadata. In ArcCatalog, Let me say, majority of all the things you need to use in HackMath should be done in ArcCatalog. However, one thing I like about ArcGIS is that if you are within an interface with the other you are in another software interface like ArcGIS, you can penetrate into the ArcCatalog. Also, which means that if you are also in ArcMap, you can also penetrate into the ArcGIS or ArcCatalog. But majorly, many of you don't know what ArcCatalog is used for. One thing is, if you are given a data, what you do is that you will just add it. Once you launch an ArcMap, you start working with it. But that is not how it should be. One thing an ArcCatalog is used for is to manage your data. Without ArcCatalog, you won't be able to manage your data efficiently. Then now, if you have not launched your own ArcCatalog, I would advise you to launch your own ArcCatalog because I've already launched my own ArcCatalog. As you can see, if you launch your ArcCatalog, this is what you'll be saying directly. Just the same diagram shown in the web page. You see? So, then one thing you are going to do is that note, it is very advisable when you are using if we are using ArcGIS, it is very good for you to create a new folder for your GIS purpose. One thing is that I have like for example, if my system crashed or if I need to format my system, the first thing I need to copy out of my system, it is my local disk files and my document. Those two things, I don't play with it. I would try and insert an external hard disk and copy it inside so that if anything happens to my system, I won't be able to lose some vital information. Then I will advise you, if you are creating some vital information, then I will advise you, if you are creating this folder, you might wish to create it on your desktop or you might prefer to create in another place. But for me, Sheson, what I do is that what I do is that all the data that I use for ArcGIS or anything GIS, I save directly inside my local disk. For example, now, let me make an illustration for you so that you can see. Let me press Ctrl E. Window E. Then if I press Window E, it shows a file explorer. Then now let me go to my local disk. It's my local disk. You see my GIS folder. Then the same thing can be applicable to you. I'll advise you to do the same thing for the sake of this tutorial or for the sake of you keeping your GIS data. Then one thing I'm going to do now is that from my ArcCatalog, I'm going to link my GIS folder to my ArcCatalog so that I'll be able to see what are inside. What I'm going to do now is that, as you can see, if you check here, you can see connect to folder. You see a folder icon with a cross symbol on it. It has a meaning. That's the symbol for connect to folder. Click on it. Once you click on it, it's loading. Then it will bring out a dialog whereby connect to folder. Choose the folder to which you want to connect. Then from here now, if I have my folder on my desktop, I can directly tell earlier on because I have my GIS folder. Then now what I'm going to do now, I will penetrate to my local disk. This is my local disk. Then I will now look for my GIS folder. You can see this is my GIS folder. I will click on it. Once I click on it, then I will now press OK. Once I press OK, automatically, because I've already had some data in my GIS folder, that's the reason why it's bringing out some information. But one thing you need to know, if you newly created a GIS a folder, it will be empty. Then another thing now is that if you do that one, let me remove this. Let me disconnect this. By once I want to disconnect, I will right click on the new connected folder. And now see, I can see disconnect the folder. If I click on disconnect the folder, it will dismiss. Then what I'm going to do now, let me create a folder. I can see disconnect the folder. If I click on disconnect the folder, it will dismiss. Then what I'm going to do now, let me create a folder on my desktop. Then let me name it for the sake of lesson. And the reason why I just name it so that I will delete it next time after I'm done with this lecture. Then as you now can see now, now I'm going back to my ArcCatalog. Then don't forget again, click here, connect to folder. Once you click on connect to folder, look for the newly created folder. For the sake, you see the folder now for the sake of lesson. Then when I click on it, once I select on it now, I press OK. Then automatically, if I click on the plus icon here, I won't be you won't see anything inside it because it is an empty folder. Then what I'm going to do now is that I'm going to teach you something. If you go back, if you could remember the other time when they say that some of the usefulness of the ArcCatalog, they say it is used to organize and manage information like geodatabases, raster files, the map document. Then now what we're going to do now, I'm going to particularize how all these things is used. Then I'm going to my ArcCatalog now. As you can see now, then this is the folder that I newly created. What I'm going to do now, I will right click. Once I right click on it, it will bring out a dialog. A dialog that has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 options. The first option is the copy. The next one is paste. This is rename and disconnect folder, refresh, new, and properties. What we're going to do now is I'm going to select new. Like they say, from what I read previously, it said it is used to manage your database. Then now what I'm going to do now, if you are creating your database, one thing you need to know, if you are creating a database, or if you are using ArcMap, if you are using ArcGIS, the first thing to do is, as a beginner, the first thing to do is to create a geodatabase. A geodatabase is a folder that has been erected, that has mainly for special reason. It's not just like ordinary folder. Then, as you can see now, you can see the icon of a file geodatabase and then a personal geodatabase and a database connection. But for the sake of this, I'm going to use, you can choose either of the two, whether the personal geodatabase or the file geodatabase. From the wall of the file geodatabase is a geodatabase for a file. Then the second one, which is a personal geodatabase, it is for a personal reason. Then for this sake of this tutorial, I'm going to click on a file geodatabase. Once I click on, I've already clicked on a file geodatabase. As you can see now, automatically it will give you an option whereby you can rename the geodatabase. Then I'm going to name this for the sake of lesson. Then once I do that, I'll press enter to OK the name. Then as you can see now, then inside the geodatabase, now if you click on this cross icon at this left hand side, you see for the sake of the database. Then what you're going to do now is I'm going to create another another sub subfile. Let me call it subfile. Let me call it subfile. For example, then what I'm going to do now, I will click on it. Then I will now, once I click on it, I can either import a feature class, a table or a raster, or export it. But for the sake of this lecture, I'm going to create a new. Then if you observe, if you create a new database now, then what you will be able to see, what you'll be able to save inside your database, it is these are the things you will be able to save into your database. One is the feature data set, the feature class, the table, relationship class, the raster catalog, the raster dataset, and mosaic. I should have explained deeply for the sake of this lecture. But one thing is that if I keep you to be cumbersome, and I don't want to make it cumbersome. But what I'm going to do now is that I'm going to create is either the feature class or a feature dataset. Let us click on the feature dataset and see what will going to happen. Then from this, if you click on a feature dataset now, I can name it. Let me name it. You can just name it anything. Let me name it. Let me name it up. Sorry. Up. Let me name it up. Then I'll right press here. Next. Sorry. I shouldn't have put space. If you put space, it won't work. Then I press next. You see? Then it will now ask me to select to select coordinate. Then which means that I can choose is either of one I wish. Is either the geodata is this GCS or PCL. Then how can I choose, because I have already have my favorite because I've been using, like I said earlier on. Then let me just choose WGCS 1984 for this. Next, then the vertical coordinate system, you can just ignore that, it's not necessary. It's an optional. Then press next. Then you can see the SY tolerance. The SY tolerance is the minimum distance between the coordinate before they are considered equal. The SY tolerance is used when evaluating the relationship between the two features. You can see now. Then let me just press finish. As I press finish now, automatically, you see, this is the first one. The first one I created is the defined database, which is I named for sake of this lesson. If I click on the plus sign to bring out the feature class that I newly created, which I named up. Then now if I click on the drop down, the cross, you won't see anything inside because it shows that nothing is inside there. It's yet inside the feature class that I newly created. Then from here now I can right click and press new again. Once I click on new, you can see now these are the features, or these are the things that can be saved into the feature class. For example, now the feature class also, the relationship class also, the terrain, the network data set, the topology, and the pattern fabric and the geometric network. Then let me click on the feature class. One thing you need to know is that when I was creating the OP, the OP file, which is the feature class, I selected coordinate. But if I'm creating another subfile inside the feature class, it won't be asking me to select a coordinate again. The feature class, it won't be asking me to select a coordinate again because it is using the previous coordinate that I have assigned to the feature class, which means that anything, any feature, any coordinate that you assign to feature class, anything you now put inside the feature class will be using the same coordinate. It can't be manipulated. It can't be manipulated. Then from here now, I can now name the features class now. Let me name it boundary. Boundary. Then in the alias, you might wish to put the alias, which alias is just like random names of the what's it called? Maybe let me say BDY boundary. Then under the type of the features stored in this features class. If you remember our previous lectures or on the introductory aspect of the first part of this lecture, I tried to talk about types of files or type of features, how some features that are understandable, that are accepted by, you can see a line features, a point features, a multi-point features, a multi-patch features, a dimension features, and annotation features. All these things has its purpose. Then for the sake of this, because the boundary, what is a boundary? A boundary is a demarcation of an area. Understand? Then one thing about ArcGIS is that if you are defining a boundary, it is ideally for you to use a polygon. It's not that you can't use a line. A line, it is mainly to create a routine, like a linear dimension. For example, if you are creating a road, a road, it is good. If you are creating a track, it is good for you to use line. But if you are using anything that will define a boundary that will show the demarcation or that will show the area of a place or of a feature, it is ideally for you of a place or of a feature. It is ideally for you to use polygon. Then for the sake of this, because I name it boundary, I'm going to use boundary. Then I'm going to use polygon. Then I've selected polygon features. The next thing I'm going to do now is just to press next. I've pressed next. Then it is going to show me another option, which is specify the database storage configuration. You can prefer, no, you don't need to make any changes. Just leave it at default and press next. Once you press next, then you will now be able to add some other features to the boundary. For example, now you might try to name the boundary. Let me say name. Then this is a text. Then let me say area. The type of data type. It has to be a numeric double. Yes. Then under the double. Then under this, then I can also know what other thing what other thing you wish or you want it to be the attribute of that boundary. It can be more as more depending on what you really want to do. But let me leave it like this. Then I'll press finish. As I press finish, automatically it's going to add it to inside the you see. Then now if I click on the op folder, now I can see you can see, just look closer, you see the symbol of it because I selected a polygon picture. This is how a polygon picture look like. You can see here and the boundary. Then let me also create another picture, a polygon picture. This is how a polygon picture look like. You can see here and the boundary. Then let me also create another picture also so that you can see. I'll right click again, just the way I did it the right time. Then feature class. Then but now what I'm going to do now, I'm going to name this road. Then we go how there as an alias. Then the type of features I prefer it to be line. Then next. If you are we are done, let me just keep this next. You see? Then also let me go back again on the op, click on new, the feature class. Then let me say point or location. Let me name it location. Then a location, maybe I'm trying to let me name it well. Maybe I'm trying to locate the well of a particular location. Then which one am I going to use? Because it's a well. If you are representing a well on a map, it will be very certain. It's not about you're not trying to define the well. You are just trying to show where it is located. Then for you to do that now, it is better for you to select not the type of features, select the point feature. Not the point feature, then you can use the alias WL as an alias. Next, put finish. You see, if you look closer, you can see the change, the difference. Um, then the next thing I'm going to do now, you might just go ahead and add it to your ArcMap. You can just try and work with all this, try and be doing it and continue doing the select, try and tell the type of feature and see how it look like. Then for the sake of the lecture now, I won't be talking too much because I need to make it very so short. Then now what I'm going to do now, then this is how to use ArcCatalog to manage you manage information. This is just a part of what ArcCatalog can do. And you can see now from what I read from the web page right time, you said ArcCatalog to use to organize your GIS content, manage geodata, SIMAC, and other thing, and you can see it in there. It is true. All words that are being listed there are really what ArcCatalog is used for. Then when I just go into the ArcMap now, this is an ArcMap. Then I'll click on my hard data. Let me click on my hard data. As I click on my hard data, it's loading. Sorry, it's loading. Then let me go back. Okay, sorry, let me go back. Then under this, I can see the file connection. So I click on my file connection. Then you can say user Shesima desktop for sake of Lexing. Click on it. Then I can see my database. I might wish to hide my database directly. Then by clicking on up, you see, if I click on up, all the details that I have inside the hub will be displayed on my ArcMap. As you can see, it is loading. As you can see now, then it has this. Then it has this. Then let me just click on the alias, which I name the DBD as a boundary. I might wish to change it. Then let me open the attributes so that you see those arrangement that I made the right. You see the name, I created this by myself. The area, I created this by myself automatically because this is a polygon file. The system is going to create a shapefile and a shapefile area by itself. Then now from here now I can, if I really want to use this now, if I really want to make use of it, I can just go on and click on my edit. Editor. Once I click on my editor and now click on start edit on editor, click on start editing so that you'll be able to use the feature that you have already managed. You have already managed in ArcCatalog. Then now I can start. Then if I now can just click on my. And then you can go here somewhere here. You see, you can see the tip. No, you can't accept. Sorry, let me show you. Okay, this is here. You see, stretch property. You can see here attribute. See here. Click on this. Create feature. So once you click on create feature, you see it's going to add. And you can just click on it. Click on any of the features that have been created before. See now, because the BDY is a boundary. That's why it's showing you boundary features like polygon, rectangle, circle, freehand, auto population polygon. But if I click on the hardware, which is road, you see, change the automatic, which is line. Before the previous one is the polygon. Then the where now, which is the point you see now, is only it means that's only the construction tool that is brought out is there. It is the point. But for this now, let me just click on this. Click on polygon. Then you can now start. See, you see, see, see. Then if you are done, you can just right click. Once you right click, you see finish sketch. Once you finish sketch, that's finish sketch. Then also if you still need, if you want, click on the create features. Then click on the road. If I wish to put the road, see, you see, you see, you see. Once you are done with your sketch, right click and press finish sketch. You see. Then if you will need to use a point, click on the point here. Then put the point in. Once you are done with the with your once you are done with your sketching, then don't forget to go back to the editor. Click on your save edits. So save edit is going to save. Then you can say stop edit now because that's already been saved now. Then automatically, if you click on this now, click on your select your selection icon, which is this. This is my selection icon. And click on this now. See, I've selected this, and then I can make the manipulation that I wish to do to you. Thank you for watching. I still remain my humble self, Upper Vision. So bye for now. See you the next time.